Make no mistake, we are involved in a war. This one isn't being fought in some foreign theater far away, but right here, right now. In every Hollywood movie, every comedian's witty joke, every carefully scripted news story, celebrity social media post, and in every corner of the internet and urban sprawl alike, the bullets are flying. We've said from the beginning that Operation Werewolf means rabid resistance. This resistance that we have built up is like an immune system that allows us to exist with no adverse effect in a world of bacteria, virus, plague, and pestilence. Immunity to the weakness that pervades this society. Immunity to the drab, to the boring and banal, unaffected and unmoved by the incessant gospel of mediocrity and sameness that these false prophets of the gray concrete wasteland are screaming from every minaret of this rotting empire. This resistance comes at a cost. When you are resistant to sameness, they will call you a bigot. When you resist the destruction of that which is beautiful and strong, they will call you hateful. They call conviction phobia. They call slavery freedom. They call ignorance strength. They make it desolation and call it peace. Because this is the root of what our enemies want, a desolation of sameness, a world in which all thoughts are policed, all actions and words and beliefs and books and music and art, all scrutinized under the lens of the current narrative of doublethink and historical revisionism. All that does not agree is razored out, changed, twisted, and made safe. In this desolation, they seek to make every citizen as an aspiring warden, a guard, a snitch, a rat. They do so willingly, to be applauded for their virtue, which they signal by rooting out these dangerous thinkers, these terrorists who dare to speak freely or challenge the narrative. They title themselves rebels or anarchists, while they report these transgressions to their superiors in positions of power. This living cesspool is hugely impressed with its own positions and conditioned beliefs, and they howl their self-approval into the echo chamber of modern society. But something is happening. As they attempt to make and control both the future and the past, they are failing. Their attempts to censor and silence are becoming more ineffective, and their impotence is audible in their wild shrieking and shouting down of anything that challenges these positions. They are failing in this war because we who are the hammer to this monument of sickness are creatures born of myth and creation, might and merciless forward movement. We are men and women of action, not reaction. We see their hatred for us, but we are not drawn down into the same depths of backbiting and gnashing of teeth. We will not be reconstructed into the shapeless forms they would make us into, and we will not fall in line. And we are growing stronger. They are making us stronger. Because although our resistance is one of immunity, one of disdain and disgust for this virus, theirs is born of resentiment, and our every action and creation meets with this direct kind of resistance that seeks to tear down those things which it recognizes as a threat to itself. Every time their demands are met with an artist or musician falling to their knees in supplication, they root these pitiful apologists from our ranks. Every time they freeze our assets with the push of a button, we rally together and offer aid to our own, finding common ground with one another where they see only enemies. Every time they remove an avenue for us, they force us to make a new road where none existed before. Every time they make our life more difficult, they provide us with an opportunity to glory in our own ability to conquer, to achieve in the face of adversity, to turn their resistance into training, making us harder as they grow softer and more reliant on the feeding tubes of mediocrity and ease. We use their own weapons against them. We broadcast our black flag signal out across their own channels and airwaves, the pen doing the work that the sword cannot. The printed page, dangerous art, and music are all firing like machine guns and heavy artillery, their reports ringing out as a rallying cry to those of us still unafraid to speak our mind, to sacrifice our reputation in their world for notoriety and respect in our own. We create our own culture from a vital interplay of traditional thought and value blended with realism and critical thinking, while theirs feeds on its own excrement and yesterday's court jesters, immolating each of its own idols as new crusades and witch hunts leave none untouched. This war is being waged. Pick a side, for freedom or for empire, for thought control or untamed existence. Because if you don't choose, the day will come when the choice is made for you, and in this battle you're either with us or against us.
Arskal ganga yar guna sinir sidan ayvase